What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Danny Golding TV. The Niners had a bye week this week. Last week, they beat the Cowboys for the fourth straight time. But what I want to get into, though, is what happened post-game, after the game. Brock Purdy and George Kittle were being interviewed by the Sunday Night Football crew on NBC. Which, by the way, that was a hell of an interview. I recommend you guys check it out if you haven't seen it already. George Kittle had a hell of a game on National Tight Ends Day. He got a tight end belt, courtesy of NBC. And like Brock Purdy said, it's George's world and we're just living in it. George's interview was hella funny, as always. But Nick Bosa decided to show up on camera and point to his MAGA hat, which, of course, with the 49ers playing in the Bay Area, a town that leans to the left, or in areas, I should say, that leans to the left, it definitely caused a lot of controversy. Now, you see my hat? I'm wearing a Cave Creek for Harris hat, and I hope on Tuesday that Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz absolutely destroy Donald Trump and that Donald Trump goes away forever. But that being said, it does not bother me one bit that Nick Bosa has an opposing political view. Nick Bosa's MAGA hat did not bother me at all. I don't give a shit about it. What I care about is how Nick Bosa plays on the field. Nick Bosa has had a hell of a year. He has 4.5 sacks. He had a hell of a game last week against the Cowboys. He had a sack against Dak Prescott. He forced pressures. He did his job on the field. And that's all that I care about. Now, part of the reason why I had this custom Cave Creek for Harris hat made for me is because, unlike the Bay Area, Cave Creek, Arizona, despite Arizona itself being a swing state, Cave Creek, it leans to the right. It has a lot of people that are MAGA and hate people like my family that moved from California to vote the same and destroy Arizona and all that bullshit. But that's beside the point. When I was driving the other day, I saw this happen to a Harris Wall sign. Yes, some butthurt MAGA supporter decided to destroy a Harris Wall sign just because they didn't agree with it politically. And there's a lot of Niner fans that are hardcore liberals that are hating on Nick Bosa for wearing the MAGA hat because they don't agree with where he lines politically. Us, as a country, need to stop demonizing the other side because we have a different political opinion. Nothing pisses me off more than someone that hates someone else because they vote a different way than them. And I'm just so sick of it. Our country is so damn divided, and I hate that. Like, we're all Americans, no matter who we vote for, no matter what political belief we have, we're all Americans. And we need to treat other people with respect and stop fucking hating on other people because they vote differently. It just pisses me off. Like, fuck whoever destroyed that political sign because they're a butthurt little bitch, and fuck the people who are saying, oh, Nick Bosa's a fascist or whatever because they don't agree with him politically. It goes both ways. No matter what side is on, it's fucking bullshit. Now, you see the banners on my wall. I am also a diehard Warriors fan. And when Steve Kerr spoke at the Democratic National Convention, and he said this.
Not as Democrats, not as Republicans, not as libertarians, but as Americans who know the greatness of this nation doesn't come from any one of us, but from each of us doing our part to build a more perfect union. And it's why I'll be getting out every day to help people get out and vote on November 5th and elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as the next president and vice president of the United States. After the results are tallied that night, we can, in the words of the great Steph Curry, we can tell Donald Trump, night, night.
Both my mom and I were watching it, and we both cheered loudly when he said that. Steve Kerr has gone against Trump back when he was in office before. Both Steve and Steph Curry himself have endorsed Kamala Harris, which of course I support. And I don't agree with Nick Bosa, being on. I don't agree with his sentiment being pro-MAGA, but I'm still gonna wear his jersey. I'm still gonna support him on the field. So we got to be consistent with that. Like most Warrior fans, I'm not gonna say most. There's definitely some conservative ones out there too. Just like there's a lot of conservative Niner fans, conservative Giants fans, conservative Sharks fans, whatever. But a good majority of Warrior fans agree with Steve and Steph's sentiment. So we got to be consistent with that. We can't say, oh, we support that, but we don't support Bosa because he's pro-America. No, we got to be consistent with it. We can't be biased. Now, a lot of people were comparing Laura Ingraham a few years ago when LeBron James had a political take and Kevin Durant as well. She told them to shut up and dribble, which is fucking stupid, and she's a complete idiot. Because I don't like the idea just because they're an athlete and they play sports doesn't mean that they should be able to speak on politics. No, they're an American just like us. They should be able to express their views and express their beliefs. Now I'm gonna switch jerseys real quick. Actually, hold up. Now a lot of people are comparing it to Colin Kaepernick being blackballed by the league for his peaceful protest. Now, back in 2016, when it was announced after the first preseason game, when the Kaepernick sat for the national anthem, initially I thought it was disrespectful, stupid, I didn't agree with it. And I was like, okay, like he had such a horrible year the previous 2 seasons, and now he's going to do that, and it's just going to distract the team. It's like, so I was not in favor for it at first, but then when he started to kneel instead of just sitting down because a former Green Beret, Nate Boyer, a veteran, told him to do that would be the more respectful way to do it. After that, I 100% supported it. And I did not think it was disrespectful at all. And I 100% respect Colin Kaepernick's right to peacefully protest. And I think that he should have deserved another chance to play despite the last couple of seasons being horrible from him overall. I mean, Colin Kaepernick still has a Super Bowl appearance on his resume in his first season, which he didn't even play a full season, and then followed by the NFC Championship game appearance in his first full season. So Colin Kaepernick definitely should have gotten a chance with another team, and I think that it is ridiculous that he did not. But that being said, a bunch of other players that also kneeled, they weren't blackballed, so the whole situation between it is kind of confusing, in my opinion. And I 100% support Kaepernick kneeling for the national anthem. But I also do not agree with some of the other wacky takes that he's made about, the 4th of July being a holiday for white supremacy. Like, I think that's fucking stupid. I personally do. But that being said, hey, I still got love for Cap. I'm still gonna rock his jersey because I don't give a shit. I don't have to agree with every player's political view to still like them and still respect them and still appreciate them. So anyway, just wanted to come on here real quick and set the record straight on that. Peace.